We're live.
We are live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to The Editor and the Alien. I am your co-host, the Night Editor, and with me as always is...
Oh, yeah. The man who is actually an alien. Yes. The man who isn't a man, but a gray. A gray within a man's suit. And although I've had my many abductive romances, I settled down with my one true love. But together we're going to read about people who haven't or who are about to find their one true love. Because you see, after long last, we're reading all those romance blurbs, the back cover blurbs of non-existent romance novels that you made up for us.
I was just picturing you doing that intro like a PI noir monologue.
There are many, many lonely people in the city. And not all of them are beautiful women. And the ones who aren't hot dames don't know the schlong of Dick Schlong. P.I.
One eye.
Yeah. Dick Schlong, one eye P.I. No depth he cannot plumb to find the truth and make any woman sing.
I love it. I'm sold. I'm there.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, just put a piece of plastic on the chair and I'm good.
And if that won't get her to talk, then he'll just have to slap her with his meat bat.
Oh, he's like Mike Hammer, huh?
Yes. Slap her till she talks with his meat bat.
With his meat bat.
With his meat truncheon.
With his meat truncheon. But how's she going to talk with her mouth full?
That's after the slapping.
Oh, that's after the slapping. And now the slapping.
And he just kind of gets down there and Rodney Kings her with his dick. And
then it's caught on camera.
Yeah. And there's an internet video for it and it makes lots of money.
Yes.
And goes to court and causes riots. It's so good.
Yeah. People riot because they want some too.
Yeah. So, how are we all today? How is everyone? All 10 of you.
It's Monday.
It's motherfucking Monday.
Yes, it is motherfucking Monday. And I don't know if we're going to be fucking some mothers in these stories, but you know what? It's all going to be fun.
It's all going to be fun?
It's all going to be fun.
Okay, so we're only 3 minutes in. We're slowly gathering up listeners. I think we should give it a few more minutes before we get started.
Okay.
Yes, this has been a long time coming. I know that we wanted to get to this sooner, but shit happens. And
yes,
boy, has there been a lot of shit.
Indeed.
A lot of shit. All right.
Well, you know what? Dicks fuck assholes. Owen, I hate Mondays. Indeed, Owen. Squeaky Pickles, don't get me too horny with all these blurbs. I'm still at work.
Now,
just put some plastic on your chair at work. You'll be good.
So do any of these involve a giant drill dick?
I do not know.
We kept getting threats about a romance novel about a giant drill dick.
We will have to explore together and see if there is a drill dick at the other end.
Well, before we get started, I suppose there's one of these that has a kind of a Mad Libs quality to it. So why don't we get started on that right now?
Okay.
Let's see. I need a job.
You need a job?
Name a job. Profession.
PI.
Ah. So private dick.
Yep.
All right. And I need the name of a boss. This person's boss.
Steve.
Steve. Not very creative.
What?
Name of a co-worker.
Does it specify male or female?
Does not specify.
Rhonda.
Okay. Let's see. Name of a body part that they feel self-conscious about.
Toe.
All right. Insert the name of a business product. Thighmaster.
There you go.
Give me the name of a town.
Oh, I'm trying to think of it one that's naughty, and I'm totally
Little Rock.
There you go, Little Rock.
Okay. And let's see. Well, I think that's it. We've got our Mad Libs filled out. We got 13 people.
Okay.
So what we'll do is you'll read this.
Okay.
Give it a nice Sex in the City voice. You know, when they do all their previews for their movies.
Yeah. So talk like an airhead, but not like a Valley girl.
And then you pause every time you hit one of these and just point to me, and I'll read what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, into the mic.
Yes. Maria Susanna is your average girl who works at
Private Dick
and works for the awful
Steve.
She feels bad because her life is never like
Rhonda,
who is always partying and sleeping around. She is also jealous because coworker
Rhonda
weighs less than her, and her body part,
Big Toe,
is bigger than Mariah's. That all changed when 29-year-old Dr. Max Vegan entered for
inventing this Thigh Master.
He needs the product for the hospital he works at. You learn the sad story about how Max spent his childhood and teenage years in Australia, raised by a gang made entirely of saltwater crocodiles. When he was 18, he was discovered by Sir Ian Malcolm Robert John Thorpe McCringlebatch the third, and at 18 became the youngest medical student to graduate Oxbridge Academy in Britain, UK, after only 5 years. After 10 years of philanthropic doctor work, caring for the destitute children of Latveria, he returns to
Little Rock, Arkansas,
where he works at a local hospital. He is troubled by the fact that he has been fighting a 10-year battle with his rival doctor, the trust fund child and son of the hospital's owner, Dr. Ernest Butcher. Dr. Butcher is up to evil, but he just can't pin it. It was up to Maria Susanna to investigate. Much to her horror,
Rhonda
and
Steve
is secretly working for and sleeping with Dr. Butcher. What will become of Mariah? And all this turmoil, will Mariah and Max find love?
Well, that was pretty good, and that was from
Who is that from?
Arjoyadent.
Arjoyadent, yes.
That was from. Well, we've got another from Arjoyadent, but we'll give that a little bit of a break.
Okay.
So
what's our next one?
Let's see. I'll try and read one. I know that I'm not a very good orator.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, considering your people don't have working jaws and you don't have vocal cords, it's understandable. But practice makes perfect.
So I'm going to read Elton Borges's heart of a huntress. Damien Grooves was a peaceful man. When his old friend Philip called him for help to move to move his things to a new place, Damien got there to help, even if he was a bit late. But he could not imagine how late it was. In the house, a figure in black got him into a neck crank, sending the man into a violent sleep. Soon he woke up in the basement with
You sure this isn't a sauce thing?
with water in his face. He met his attacker, Philip's ex-wife, Alexandra, except now she was very different.
Oh, it's Misery. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. The beautiful, ebony, tall, but frail Alexandria. Alex for friends. A woman that years ago betrayed and abandoned her husband, Philip, when they sold their company, became the definition of a predator with a muscular body that looked like something out of a comic book and veins pulping all veins pulping all over those many curves, all over her body. She had two men under her custody, under her control, defenseless against her wrath. But Alex's plan was not flawless, and it's Achilles. It's Achilles' hell.
And it's supposed to be Achilles' heel.
Oh, and it's Achilles' heel was that nothing other than Damien himself, the man she secretly loved, a friend to the man she despised. Now, he was hers for the taking that night. Alex will surrender to her wildest desires. Will Damien feel her wrath or the passion of Alexandria? Okay, Elton, this is pretty good, but I'm going to be upfront with you, okay? Just from an editorial standpoint, after reading a lot of these blurbs of real romance novels, you got something here. This isn't a parody. This is very much something you could write and sell, and nobody would think it was a joke.
Yeah.
Not even begin to. This is really close to some of the stuff I came across.
Even right down to the torture porn.
But is it torture if they really like it?
Well, it's porn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Torture romance. How about that? Since women don't read porn. No. Women read romance.
Okay. There's this one.
Read this one? All right. This one's from Semantic Dragon. A cuck above the rest. Britannia Celeste Femme Forte was a woman who had everything. Money, fame, and even love. Some would go so far as to say she had too much love. In the wake of a terrorist attack against her rally for women's rights to choose for men, Britannia's lover Jaden is injured, but her lover Simon is unwilling to allow her to go see him, and her lover and security guard Blair, non-binary, believes her on-again, off-again lover Tony may be responsible. In the tumult of the worst day of her life, they all make the same demand. Choose. Now, Britannia, while struggling to discover who attacked the Femme Forte feminist function,
that's a tongue twister.
While fighting for her philanderous pastime and freedom to express her sexuality against the tyrannical forces of monogamy. But can she hold on to her harem of heartthrobs and honeys, or will she need to seek something exciting and new to find the one who was a cuck above the rest?
Wow. Who did this one?
That's Semantic Dragon.
A cuck above...
Oh, readers be advised, may contain spanking, pegging, bondage, cross-dressing, particle physics, the talking head of Vincent Price, and the color bleen.
Neil Breen?
Yes, Neil Breen, exactly. The color Neil Breen.
The Color of Neil Breen.
The Color of Neil Breen.
That'd be a book.
What is The Color of Neil Breen? Is that like the sound of one hand clapping?
I think so. I would think so. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to do this one from Aged Boomer. Rebel Thirst, Yankee Siren Romance, Book 2.
Real quick. Elton just showed up.
You want to tell him?
Yeah, Elton, we read your story. You've got something there, bud.
Yeah, Elton, that wasn't so much a parody other than a bestseller in the making for a certain kind of genre. Really, it did not go far enough. It read as something you could really find.
Yes. Okay, so please continue.
From Aged Boomer, Rebel Thirst, Yankee Siren Romance, Book 2. Shelley MacPherson finds herself torn between her lovely loyalties to her father, Colonel Mortimer MacPherson, hero of Battle of Vicksburg, and her burning desire for David George, the handsome southern stranger wrestling with an inner demon and looking for a fresh start in Enid, Oklahoma. Sherry learns that David is none other than John Wilkes Booth. Assassinator of President Lincoln. Long thought dead at the hands of vengeful Union soldiers 5 years prior. Will Sherry be his redemption? Or will she finally slack her rebel thirst? Again, this could pass for the real thing.
Totally. Just slap Fabio on the cover. There you go. Put him in a gray uniform. Or would it be a blue? Yeah. Although I will say it's not MacPherson, it's MacPherson.
MacPherson?
Yes, because there's no fear in MacPherson.
Okay. I guess.
Yes.
That's
where my family came from, actually. We're a split off of the MacPhersons.
This one is from, give me a second.
Oh, who shared? Yes. This came in at the 11th hour. This is the dark horse of the show. This is from Endless Nocturne. All right, and this story is called Bippity Bobbity Cuck. No, I won't get cucked by that orc no matter how big he is down there. Okay, I'm reading this because I'm trying to see what type of voice I need to be doing here.
Oh, it's from a man, so I guess.
Oh, do you want to do it?
No.
Okay. I'll never forget our anniversary ever again! Those words echoed in Corinne's mind as he frantically tried to think of the last-ditch gift for his wife. Unfortunately for him, the lovely flowers he borrowed from a peculiar hermitage turned out to belong to an ancient gray hag, landing Carton with a woeful curse. He is now constantly stalked by the looming presence of Cork the Orc. Cork's brutish behavior, foul mouth, and raunchy and foul behavior would be enough to drive anyone mad. But the way Carton's beloved wife lustfully oogles Cork is what finally got Carton to snap and see red. Carton's life now should have returned to normal after he carved Cork's head out with a knife. But he finds out that the Grey Hag's curse can't be broken that easily when he finds Cork's bigger, beefier, girthier, and most dismaying of all, hardier than ever the next day. The curse won't let the same trick work twice in this twisted romance where the only way for Carton to stay in the bedroom is to plot ever more cunning ways to commit murder. Can Carton keep finding ways to fell the ever more increasingly tenacious Cork, or will he have to settle to being the third wheel in his own marriage? And then there's an unused line here. The mystery of these murders isn't who done it, but how is he going to keep it up? And then there's also a wonderful opportunity to make a, he corked her joke. Put a cork in it.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay. And that was from Endless Nocturne. Now one from LK.
Mm-hmm.
Says, title, Her Hidden Secret. From the second Kaylee, was it Kylie or Kaylee?
I say Kylie.
From the second Kylie was born, she had a secret. As she matured, that secret only grew. Leaving an uneventful high school life behind, Kylie goes to college expecting to stay in the background and get her degree. But when the blossoming beauty needs her beautiful but when the blossoming beauty meets her beautiful redhead roommate Erin, she begins to get stirrings that has long been suppressed. And it is not only Erin, as Ryan, hunky blonde surfer who keeps sneaking looks at Kylie during. Oh, and it's not only Erin, as Ryan, a hunky blonde surfer who keeps sneaking looks at Kylie during her psychology class, awakens passion that she works to subdue. Can Kylie give in to her desires? Will they accept her when they learn her secret? I think we know what her secret is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's teeth, right?
Oh, shit.
Or no, it's Chatterbox.
That's a watch along.
All right, Chatterbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do Chatterbox as a watch along. Also, I don't think anybody owns it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think anyone owns it.
I think it's public domain. So yeah, we totally could do that.
Okay, so we got another one from Roy R. Joyadant, and it's called The Beast with Two Backs from Hell. Do your Valley Girl voice.
Okay, I can do my Valley Girl voice. Gracie Hendricks felt like her life was repeating itself like a wind-up toy. Get up, shower, go to work, go home. That all changed when she met Lucy Fur at a bar. After a dinner of deviled eggs and devil's food cake, he took her back to her house in his Lamborghini Diablo.
Okay, that's pretty good.
He was the most beautiful man she had ever met, even if his anatomy, split into three, glowed and was covered in eyeballs. One winked at her. He called it Cerberus. She would have considered him the best lay if it were not for the fact that he pissed acid on her bed and disappeared in a huge cloud of sulfurous smoke. Oh, grody! Maybe it was the eggs. Years later, and a birthing that she never learned about in school, Gracie is raising his son. The only time she hears from him is the cult that formed around the boy. Even though their rituals often leave massive bloodstains around the house and multiple murder attempts, she finds it makes raising the child easier. She even doesn't need to worry about other mommies talking about how they are better parents than her. Although the former Time Lords barge in on her life and are just as preachy.
Is that the whole thing?
That's the whole thing.
Dude, no. That is not the whole thing. This is just getting started. You have got a novel here. I'd read this. This is great.
With me doing the audiobook.
In the Valley Girl voice, I mean, essentially, clearly, Gracie Hendricks here, a complete dingbat, doesn't realize she's just birthed the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. This is really good stuff. Yeah. All right, Joy Eden, I hope you're still a listener to the show. This is some good stuff. And if he isn't a listener, if anyone knows who this guy is, let him know. We are impressed. And we'll do some comments, and then we're going to read a comment we got back during the time when we were reading the original romance novels, right?
Yeah.
The back cover blurbs.
So it's been a while.
This is a comment from Backward7, who always provides us with very insightful information.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very unique view of the world that sees things a little differently. But first, let's take a look at some of these comments here.
Okay. Yeah, we're 25 minutes in. We should read some comments.
Well, we pretty much read all the back cover blurbs.
That's okay.
Unless we missed one. Let's see.
Endless Nocturne. I'm going to have nightmares of not having my homework done in on time, aren't I?
Well, I think you're going to have nightmares, that's for sure.
I had that a couple of weeks ago. Fucking group projects. Endless Nocturne, but the feminists apply strong debuffs to a meat bag. It goes from diamond to pudding in their area of effect. LK, I've never thought of Little Rock as dirty, and now I'll never think of it the same way again. Now think of Baton Rouge.
Red baton?
It's red stick, yes. LK, was that written by the author of the Faith YA novel, which we need to do?
You want to comment about that? We have downloaded the free preview.
We should do it.
Okay.
We should totally do it.
I just need to print it up. Do we have ink in the printer?
Yeah, we've got ink in the printer.
Okay.
Or more ink can be added to the printer. Neo Star, the brilliant star that shines through the night, the passionate embrace that melts your hearts. Riser Man is ready for you.
And I'm disappointed we didn't get one about a giant drill dick from Owen.
Well, I think he's still working on it.
Yeah, he said we wanted one about the Guyver and Zoonoids and a giant drill dick.
Well, he's working on it.
Okay.
You can't force it. Acid Trip, you could make some serious money off this.
I think so, actually. I mean, this makes Chuck Tingle kind of look weak.
Yeah. The Tingler.
The Tingler.
Endless Nocturne, the anime genre boys love, is written by women for women, and it is messed up in so many ways. Well, I know how messed up yaoi is, so I'm not shocked.
It's just proof that the Whisper Circle and their friends are, have a thing for little boys, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, again, I know you were telling me about how you were in the comic book store, 20 years ago? 18, 19 years ago?
Yeah, and there was a mom in her 40s talking about how, she loved all the yaoi.
Yeah.
But she wasn't into comics until she realized that there was yaoi.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Neostar, I would love to try my hand at romance stories, but I'm sure it would come off as awkward and poorly paced. Do it. LK, to Neostar Productions, feminism and romance doesn't go together. You obviously haven't looked at the Kindle library lately.
It's kind of funny how many of these alpha male romance novels that I read to you guys the blurbs for months ago.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the comments, and they were nothing but feminists bitching about how the woman was weak and the man was a brute.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to see a pattern. You realize they're reading all of these.
Yeah. Well, it's like that one feminist who was railing against the gore books.
Oh yeah, she's going on about how Norman was such a horrible rapist author, and these books should be banned and shouldn't be allowed. And she'd read them for research only.
She'd read them 3 times for research only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Ms. Rocha is the real Valley girl. Yeah, but now I just need a cool name like Moon Unit.
Moon Unit.
Fiona twitches. To me, vodka. That is the only way I'll survive crazy romance blurbs.
Well, these are written by you guys, you know.
Isn't it like more appropriate to have like a nice bottle of $2 Chuck in a plastic cup?
Oh, what a red cup.
Yeah, and a solo cup. Either that or one of those plastic cups that's made to look like a real wine glass because you break too many of them.
Yeah.
Victoria Fagbile, you know it will be fun if you and Kat read the Twilight series chapter by chapter.
No, it isn't. No.
Oh my God. Live to see me rant and drag the book. Oh. No. But I will say there is a sadistic or maybe masochistic side who kind of wants to do the host, which is just the same thing, only with aliens. Owen, here's one. Stacy Starrocks was your average sexy space traveler until she encounters a biological symbiote with tentacles ablaze. No, she and her friends battled big drilled bugs. Aged Boomer, there's a subgenre of romance novels about Southern belles during the Civil War. I did know that. There's a lot of those books. All comes from everybody wanting to live their Scarlett O'Hara fantasies.
So why is there an entire genre about fat women being abducted by alien cavemen then?
What are you talking, Cave Bear?
No, I'm serious. There's an entire genre of alien cavemen abducting fat women. Remember I read one of them to you guys out loud? I read one of the descriptions.
I just forgot that there's a genre.
And he was a werebear as well.
He's a werebear. Acid Trip, do you subscribe to the notion that punk is dead? I know it's gotten too safe space for me, but does the music and style still bother people other than Christians and some Muslims?
Punk is dead if what we're seeing on the streets today is punk. Let me just make this incredibly clear. And yes, I do blame the dead Kennedys for fucking it up and starting this political trend. Punk was never inherently political. It was political in that it was apolitical. It was political in that it had nothing to say on the matter. It was personal. It wasn't about, politics and making stupid statements about this, that, and the other thing. It was about individuals and the people around them, and that was it. And if some politics seeped in, that was fine. But making it some sort of rebellion anthem for lefties, bull fucking shit. Let me tell you, Junior, you kids out there with your purple hair and your dead Kennedys jackets and your 400 pounds waving sticks in the air out in Portland, you aren't punk. You kids are fucking hipsters that are no different than all the kids who fell for New Kids on the Block and then switched to Nirvana in the 90s. Okay? Let me put it this way. Real punks never, ever, ever needed society to validate their experiences and identities. Punk rock never needed everyone else to tiptoe around them and care about their feelings. Real punk didn't need to insist in giant government programs be implemented on a scale of pure fascism to protect their feelings. Real punks never needed safe spaces and ball pits because their emotions might be hurt a little bit. Real punks never needed to call for mass censorship of bands or deplatforming because it might hurt their little feelings. No, no, you kids aren't punks. You're wearing fucking Halloween costumes. Get over it. That's my stance. All right. Should we get to here we go.
Owen, how about a romance novel about a humanoid T-Rex and a magical girl Sailor Moon ripoff making music together?
That sounds like a real manga.
Yeah, it does, actually.
I mean, there's one from the guy who did Gantz, and it's strangely well written and very serious considering the topic. And it's about this, outcast loser boy in Japan going to high school. And he can't get a girl, and everything sucks. And he wants to be a filmmaker. And he meets his favorite, essentially J Idol girl who does porn.
Oh, so not a Graver.
Well, she was, and then she goes to porn.
Oh, okay.
And she's real hot, right? And somehow they end up going on adventures together, and she has the ability to become a giantess.
Okay.
Now, you think this sounds like a gag, and then you read it, and it's not. Okay, so here from Backwards 7, we've got one hell of a letter.
Okay. Oh, I'm reading it. Okay. About gay robot porn from Backwards 7. A friend told me that the mechanical arc of most gay robot erotica follows the cycle of the hero's journey, beginning with the cold, extendable, probing call to adventure. This is followed immediately by the refusal to answer the call and its brutal reinstatement by an aluminum-shelled mentor figure as it grips the protagonist in its pincers and blows warm air from its cooling fan around his neck. The cave, which is so often a metaphorical entity in this form of storytelling, assumes literal dimensions. The protagonist must enter and choose a sentient robot dildo as their life partner. Essentially, it's an erotic recontextualization of the Grail scene from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where the titular Dr. Jones is replaced by an oiled, bare-chested man in his 20s named Brad, and the Grail is represented by a girthier, evolutionary dead end of Doctor Who's sonic screwdriver. Adversity usually comes packaged in the form of a jealous ex-boyfriend, in Alan in the parlance of gay robot erotica, who is envious of the robot lover and who either destroys their chrome-plated phallus or hacks its OS, making it unable to receive software updates and dooming it to obsolescence. The protagonist must spend some time in the wilderness learning how to make a replacement robot penis, a rite of passage akin to that of a Jedi constructs their own lightsaber. Or Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie, where he constructs an armored exoskeleton in a desert cave. My friend tells me that gay robot erotica is a genre of literature awash with potent man-made lubricants, relentless pistons, and unsubtle symbolism that you can see coming a mile away.
Well, he's obvious. I haven't seen him in the chat here, so I don't think he's listening. But if any of you know who Backward 7 is, tell him we read his letter and it's genius. This is brilliant stuff. If he's not writing novels, or at least continually writing these sorts of letters to The Guardian and the New York Times, he should be.
Indeed.
The world would be a much more interesting place. Or at least
more fun.
More fun, yes.
And lubed. Get people more mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
Teach grandma how to use that appliance.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
LK, do you have a name for that? I'm just asking for a friend.
If you're asking about the manga with the giant porn star giantess, I believe it's called Giantness, porn star or something like that.
Giantness porn star?
Let me check. Hold
Okay.
on. Let's see. Kat?
Victoria, to me, how about a romance novel about Cinderella? Like, character became involved in the bedrooms and falls in love for real. Anne Rice did that.
Really?
Anne Rice did a series. That's how she actually got her start. Was she did a series of romance novels based on fairy tales, and the very first one that she did was Cinderella. And then later she did Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. I couldn't tell you what they were originally written under, but you can find them now under her name, Anne Rice, because that actually sells better than the romance books does now.
So it's Giant, I believe, or Gigant?
Gigant. He likes the letter G, doesn't he? Of course, considering the women he draws, I think his women wear G cups. So
some of them do. All right.
Oh, we're screen sharing now. And off we go. So here we go. We've got Gigant Volume 1 by Hiroya Oku.
And you'd think that this thing is a gag, right? It really isn't. I mean, it's this kid here living in a life of quiet desperation and just how utterly unhappy he is. It is not funny at all.
Is this from Japan or is this from Korea?
Japan.
Okay, because the style actually looks more like Korean comics.
So anyway, yeah, it's not what you'd think. Because, yeah, the concept itself sounds really like just hilarious.
And it's put out by 7C, so it won't be censored.
All right. Let's see. What else do we got here?
Acid Trip. G is for giant tits. Indeed.
All right.
I'd like to see Giganta do the boob hold trick where you shove something under there and see
and just leave it there.
And you just leave it there. Of course, I bet she could also do the bit with her ass too.
Yeah.
Underworld Dream. I remember seeing a webcomic about a guy who met a robot he made in the future who looked exactly like him but with long hair and female. I never read it, but I remember it was an adult romance story. There's some Freudian shit with that.
All right. Well, I
Yes, when you're narcissistic but you're not gay, you make a robot that looks like you but is female.
Okay, so drill tits, titty blasters. Well, actually that does exist. You can see that in all its glory in RoboGeisha.
They've got the tit blasters, but they aren't drill tits.
Or was that in Machine Girl, who had the drill tits? The
Machine
Brazier?
Girl. Yeah, Machine Girl had the drill tits. RoboGeisha had the boob swords.
And Gatling gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had the Gatling gun.
And the ass sword.
Mm-hmm. The ass swords. Gotta get these things straight.
Yeah, it's very, very important.
It is. This is serious, man. This is it. We gotta take this seriously.
This is.
Wolf 10. Machine Girl had the machine bra. There you go. Acid trip. Wait, what? Legit is she? Oh god, no crap.
Yeah, Tokyo Shock movies are incredible when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah. Was it Meatball Machine had some really weird crap?
Oh, yeah, that one. Well, shit, that one is bizarre.
That one's really bizarre.
Meatball Machine 2 is better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my recommendations would be, well, Tokyo Gore Police is a cut above the rest. I mean, that's an actual story.
Yeah.
That's a real good movie. It's an actual film. It isn't just for laughs. But then there's Frankenstein Girl versus Dracula Girl or Vampire Girl, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's Robo Geisha, Zabagoran, and Machine Girl are all pretty good. Mutant Girl Squad, it's okay. So
it's definitely, if you're into that genre, you'll love it.
Well, no, it's entertaining, but really, I honestly, a lot of it felt like filler.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't watch Mutant Girl Squad.
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah. Same with, what was it, Killer Sushi. I mean, it was a better trailer than a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer's hilarious. Zombass I couldn't get through, or Zombie Ass. I could not. It was well made. It was just too. Oh man, just stomach turning. No.
Well, you don't do fecal stuff.
Poop bad.
And Mr. Hanky turning into a zombie does not make a good film. Victoria, who do you think will be better sex partners, aliens or robots?
Well, that's kind of a hard call, because I mean, the robot can change its sizes and dimensions and pretty much does not tire. Or if it does, you just plug it back in. The alien is still constrained by physical limitations, but it depends on what your kink is, because I mean, if you're into 4-foot-tall little gray men who can do things to you telepathically, hey, that opens a whole new dimension. I mean, if you like the probing, yeah.
If you like the probing.
Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know. Let's see if there's any more comments here, and then I suppose we can call it a night.
We just wanted to have a quickie. Acid trip. Now I want to make panties and shotguns even more crazy. Maybe lightsaber dicks and Gatling tits. Owen, is there a Tokyo Shock film that's akin to Inframan or Guyver?
Yeah, Zabagoran, I believe it's how you pronounced it. Let's see. And that one's kind of interesting because, or Zabagora. What it is the director of Robo Geisha and Machine Girl did this one. And it's actually a pretty good movie. Like most of these, it gets a little slow near the middle. But what it is he took a property. It was a that genre that's like Kamen Rider and
the Sendai stuff.
It's not Sendai. There's a specific word for it. I forget. Was it Totuhatsu?
Yeah.
It was from one of those. It was a 70s property, and back when everyone was trying to make their own Ultraman knockoffs. He bought the property, did a perfect retelling of the characters and everything, but he made it really, really wrong. Actually, it's one of the ones I like better too. Ghost Squad didn't care for. Zombie Asu, no. Yeah, it's Karate Robot Zabagoran.
That one, yeah.
Let's see if I can't get the trailer on screen here. And this one does have a quite an impressive cyborg human love scene that Wow.
Oh, there's the sex scene.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, let's see. I'm going to play you the.
Screen share.
I'm going to play you the trailer. No sound, of course, unfortunately. So you were asking, Owen. Here you go. Yeah, I'd eat that. Explosive sushi. Well, a volcano roll, I suppose, or a
Yeah, volcano
Godzilla roll was the one that that sushi place we used to go to.
Yeah, those were pretty good.
Yes.
Damn, I want sushi now.
Well, you know, the thing is we're limited to quality, unfortunately, because it's all got to be trucked in.
Yeah.
Or it's got to be freshwater fish here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, this was a character from a weekly 70s kids show, Karate Robo Zabogoran.
Mm-hmm.
Or Zabogar.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Kamen Rider.
Well, we watched this,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that same genre. Wait.
I think it's a short.
Oh, it didn't actually show how bizarre it gets.
Oh, that trailer was only a minute long.
See if this one's any better.
This one's 2 minutes long.
Or is this one staying vintage? Oh, this is when they were really trying to imply it was a faithful remake.
Well, I don't think they wanted to scare people away.
Yeah. So, yeah, it starts out like the first, half hour of the film is set in the 70s. And it's a really bloody, over-the-top version of the kids' show. And I mean, it's very, very true to the original, except it's more violent and bloody.
Yeah.
And then it jumps forward to the 90s, or was it the early 2000s?
I think it was early 2000s.
And he's an old man, and he's down and out, and he's washed up, and nobody really cares anymore about him as a superhero. And
yeah,
his robot brother, the motorcycle, has been mothballed, and then all of the old villains start showing up, and he has an illegitimate kid.
Oh God, I'd forgotten about that part.
With the what was it, robot girl?
Yeah.
And it was good. I was actually impressed with it. It had a story. It wasn't just nonstop blood hitting the screen like a lot of these.
Well, it also was paid homage to the original, but at the same time, but at the same time did something new.
And we'll risk it.
I don't recall there being any actual nudity.
Yes, in the middle of a battle, he finds out that he loves the robot girl. Oh, wow. Is this a camera being held on the TV? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
They
probably the only way they could do it so that YouTube didn't pull it. I like how she looks. Well, dick slapping good.
And he gets her pregnant doing this.
Yes.
So what do you think, Owen?
Is this what you're looking for?
Is this the kind of night you want? And yeah, this produces an illegitimate or a love child, which this comes back to haunt him later.
Really? And that's the appropriate facial expression to that.
All right. So, what do you think?
Found the movie on YouTube.
Wait, you guys didn't see any of that?
Oh.
Or did you? I don't know. Let's see.
Kamen Rider, Amazon, both 74 and the new one are also over the top violent and bloody. That's why I love them. That and the theme songs are fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, this is definitely a parody. I mean, what we're describing. It's
Mhm.
not just bloody. I mean, it is a parody, and it's very funny.
I think we're still screen sharing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
But let's see.
Okay, I like to think of it as part 3 of Lou's Italian fantasy trilogy, along with his 2 Hercules movies. Oh, Lou Ferrigno? Yeah. Wolf 10. What about Helldiver? Driver.
Hell Driver had so much potential, and it really did feel like it had originally been a draft for Tokyo Gore Police 2. But I don't know if it was he didn't have the budget or the patience to actually film it and edit it correctly. The lead wasn't very strong, unfortunately, whereas in Tokyo Gore Police, he's got what's her face from Audition, which is just incredible. But the other thing is that he did not have the script writer. Even though the director of Tokyo Gore Police is credited as the writer, he wrote the draft and then he got 2 very accomplished writers. One of them who did the Uzumaki movie.
Oh.
Scripted the first Uzumaki movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first job he did was re-scripting Tokyo Gore Police.
Oh, wow.
And then it went through another writer as well. So the writing on Tokyo Gore Police is really tight. And it's got a narrative and it's very clever and it doesn't drag. I get the feeling that Hell Driver was supposed to be the follow-up originally, and he just didn't have the writing chops to do it. Or maybe the money either, but that's how it came across to me. So really, I always felt that Hell Driver would have been better if it had only been about 45 minutes long. It is very enjoyable. I think the first 20 minutes are great, and the ending is pretty good, and the story arc is there. The story arc is very much there. It just...
The execution
is
lacking.
Yeah. That's it. Tokusatsu. That's what I meant.
Is everyone aware of the Toei Tokusatsu YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, I like watching those in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. Those are thoroughly bizarre.
They have stuff like Hey Spring of Trivia in there?
No, it's all kids shows.
Oh, okay.
Kamen Rider and all that kind of thing. And they've got like rare stuff from the 70s that nobody even remembers.
Oh, cool.
Essentially, it's like a window into 70s and 80s Japanese children's television that was not animated for the most part.
Oh,
including educational shows and...
That's cool.
So, while we were over here with Captain Kangaroo and the New Zoo Review and Great Space Coaster, we get to see what the Japanese had. It's like, what's cooler?
Acid Trip. When you fall in love with a robot girl, she is now a sex bot.
No. If you fall in love with her, she's a love bot.
She's your Cherry 2000. Okay, it's Toei's official channel full of 60s to 80s Super Sentai style and magical girl shows. It's pretty fantastic. Wolf 10. I wonder if it's got Minky Momo on there, because I actually want to, ever since learning about Minky Momo, I want to actually see an episode or 2.
I'll check. I'll see if I can't find it.
Specifically the final episode, the one that's supposed to be cursed. Wolf 10. Agree with you on Hell Driver, but nothing beats a chainsaw katana.
That was one of the real genius moments of it. The fact that her heart had to be replaced, and it was a pull cord engine that pumped her blood,
cool.
And that her chainsaw was powered by the same engine.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it had all the elements of being another Tokyo Gore Police, but a lot of it's filler. It did not have the tight scripting or the tight editing. In fact, the director himself did seem a little disappointed with what he'd done. He said, "Don't watch it sober."
Wow.
You said it's stupid and get drunk when you watch it, okay?
Wow. That's saying a lot.
Let's see. Well, unless you guys have any other questions for us, I mean, we were hoping we'd have a few more of these blurbs to read, but the ones we got were really good. I was impressed with
Yeah.
all of them. And the Mad Libs one was very clever. Um, we will be back
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesday.
Yes.
And either we're going to do another cryptid, or I'm thinking about talking about what's going on with the Navy and the Pentagon, talking about vehicles not of this earth. That announcement.
Ah.
And I hate to disappoint you. As a gray, I can tell you most of it's crap. Most of it's complete crap. And notice the Air Force isn't involved. The one agency or one branch of the military and within the government whose job is to keep track of this stuff is not involved. Why is that? Why is it the Navy? Why is it Naval Intelligence? And Harry Reid?
Yeah.
Well, we know why it's Harry Reid, don't we? So we'll get into that. And I think this Wednesday might be more fact than fiction.
Well, that's always a fact.
No, see, I'm in the human suit. I can pretend that I'm a skeptic and that
Ah.
I can pretend that everything I say on Wednesday is a complete lie.
I see.
See, so that if anyone stumbles across it and they'll say, oh, didn't you say you're an alien and that you believe in abductions, that you did them yourself and you kidnapped your wife? And, oh, that's all bullshit. Nah, whatever. No. Do you really think that I take my head off and then I deactivate the suit and the chest splits down the middle and I crawl out and I take off the neural interface? No, I don't do that. No, that isn't real.
We need to rig up your suit like in Stargate, where it kind of like, comes apart on the molecular level.
Oh yeah, instead of it coming apart like the lady suit in Total Recall.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to give
I
you
think
that
that's a little
upgrade.
outdated.
Yeah, we need to get you that upgrade.
Well, the head doesn't blow up like in Total Recall.
That's very true. But you're also not fat like in Total Recall.
Oh no, actually, for my age, I'm in relatively good shape and relatively slender.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why people think I'm younger.
Yeah.
That and the black hair.
Owen, I think I want to make Tokyo Shock Toketsu style shorts, about roughly 40 minutes.
That sounds perfect.
Do it. Serious, do it.
You definitely. I'll give you this, Owen. You've got the storyboarding down. Granted, I have not read the story yet. I'm very, very sorry, but I have reviewed your pages. Granted, you are still developing as an artist. You are learning, but I'm sure that we can all agree you're not quite there yet as far as rendering anatomy or depth quite correctly to really publish comics. So you've got a ways to go on that. But the stuff you're drawing, if you were to storyboard a movie, it'd be perfectly fine.
Oh, totally.
And in fact, you clearly have a sense of movement. You have a sense of camera movement and cutting between scenes and match actions, which you can learn the arts. If you've got the art chops, you can learn your skills, you can hone them, you can perfect them. That is all within reach. Having a sense of what actually edits together well, that's more instinct. All right. Well, just to end this off, come see us on the Alien Show tonight.
Tonight?
Or tonight, Wednesday. I'm tired.
It's okay.
And go buy my books and review them if you please. If you've purchased Scars, please go review it. Seriously.
And thank you all to everyone who has purchased Ishii's books. We greatly appreciate it. We appreciate all of you just being here every time we turn on the microphone.
And we appreciate those who sent those great romance novel blurbs. Those were hilarious.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your Monday. It's one day closer to Friday, so getting closer there.
And for more enjoyment, production has been standardized.